Okay, this is the 11th of March 2008 and Parry is going on camp today. Parry, are you looking forward to going to camp?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
And what have you got to say to everybody that's looking at you today?
Well, if they're gonna go to camp, don't be embarrassed and have fun when you go there.
That's good. I'm going to miss you, Parry, you know that?
Yeah, I know that.
I love you very much.
And me too. I love you too, Dad.
My dad, Spiro, he was a very interesting character. Growing up, he wasn't like sort of other parent. How would you say? He was out there. He was quite different. He was eccentric. He had a really large personality. He used to be someone who'd sing in taverns, Greek taverns. He was a Greek singer. I have a lot of fond memories of him, but of course, as well, he sort of had his own issues as well.
And he tried his best as a father, but 2009 was when something, I don't know what happened, something happened, and a switch sort of flipped in his brain. And I just remember that he was really, really angry. I went outside to go and, to calm him down because he was just uncontrollably full of rage. And it got to a point where he had to be taken away, and he was institutionalized for about 3 months, and then he came out again. He wasn't the same. That was 2009. And I just remember like it was quiet for those 3 months. It was just really quiet.
What's your favourite photo of you and your dad?
I'll have to look through it. There's a lot of good ones in here. So this is one of my favourite photos of us, I guess. I was about 5 or 6, I reckon. So this would have been, what, over 15 years ago now, probably. Yeah.
You and your dad looked like the best friends.
Oh yeah.
Back then.
Yeah, we were. We were inseparable almost.
Do you remember what happened on the day that he passed away?
My mum got a phone call from my grandmother, and she was quite distressed. And then she bursted into my room and told me, "Parry, your dad died." I laughed at first. I thought it was hilarious. But she was just staring at me, and the laughter just sort of just drained out, and then it just turned into a look of shock, and I just ran up. I plowed through the driveway and burst through the back door, and I saw his body lying on the ground just in the middle of the courtyard. His shirt was partially ripped. It was yeah. So I moved around to his side, and I got down, and there was a tear that ran down his face, and there was blood. And I could see my grandparents, and my aunt inside, and they were just screaming, and they were just, I could just feel so much anger and sadness.
Before your dad died, did you call him quite often as well?
I barely called him. And the last thing we really spoke about was him wanting me to go see him, and he was telling me how much he loved me. Almost as though he knew that he was gonna go. It was at that point I sort of realized, well, shit, I fucked up.
Why do you say that?
Because he called me the night before and he really wanted to see me, and I didn't go. And I've spoken to my therapist. And I said to her that I didn't give Dad the time. And I felt guilty about that. Whenever there's a quiet moment, I always ensure I'll never allow there to be silence, and I struggle to sleep as well because when I have to have the window open so I can hear what's going on outside, so there's a bit of white noise. But it's just really hard to tap into all the feelings that are associated with this. But I cope by doing the things that I do. I go to the gym. I use that as a sort of outlet for how I feel a lot of the time.
And me too. I love you too, Dad.
And you're going to behave on camp, aren't you?
What do you think?
I don't know, you tell me.
I am.
Okay then, have a nice trip.
Well, and when I'm going to be 10 when I leave, and when I'm coming back, I'm going to be 11.
Oh, very good.
So that's end of my conclusion. And no comment.
Okay, bye-bye.
If your dad had survived, what do you think that you would have said to him?
Given the person that I've become now, and how different I am now than as to what I was then, I'm certain that we would have fixed our relationship. I feel like he would be proud of me. And I feel like he'd want me to pursue doing what I'm doing, and I'm sure whatever it is that was, happening between us, I'm sure that it'd just be water under the bridge.